that's why we stopped putting snacks out.
Oh yeah.
Because mid thing he'd be drunk and then eating. He's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." At the end of the first season, you're like,
I do remember a couple.
So sorry.
I do remember a couple like, oh.
Those looks. I mean, there has to be. You got to make a hypercut one of these days. You just like you're so drunk, you're slurping on mic. Yeah.
Or in and out of awareness. I think I'm conscious, but it's just like
you notice it. You go like, pants are.
which part of that is awareness when he's crying?
Hey guys, welcome to the Hype Attack Podcast,
where we weigh in on the latest in nerd and pop culture hype.
We are there.
We're the excited conversation we all have with our friends.
about the nerdy things we love.
And geek about. We are
The Hype Attack. I am the hype.
Rudy's in my mind. Stop swallowing.
Post them up.
You like make a fake video of that, like just so we know, just so everyone knows what it goes into it.
Just be sobered up for the intro.
True. I'll stop right now.
Cheers.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Hype Attack Podcast, where we weigh in on the latest in nerd and pop culture hype and news, and we drink. I'm Doug. With me, as always, is Isaac, Jermaine, and Rudy with the magic fingers doing tech stuff.
Sure. What?
So, if you have been wanting to watch a show about corporations running the world and eccentric billionaires risking the life of everyone on the planet to satisfy their odd quirks and desire for immortality, no, I'm not talking about the nightly news. I am talking about Alien Earth, found on Hulu. Yeah. I was working on that all day. Let's fucking go.
I love it. Great intro.
Nice. Yeah. All day working on that. I barely worked. I changed out like one light bulb and just like worked through it, staring at the mirror. I figured
because you were like, I'm going to intro. I'm like, you got something.
Yeah. So Alien Earth, based off the Alien IP, one of the many IPs that Disney has slowly been collecting and hoarding. And, but I would say Alien, they've been doing pretty good with Alien. The last Alien installment we got was Romulus, the movie that I think is visually, at least, still stands out to me as probably one of the best movies I've seen in recent history.
Isaac, what year was that?
79? The first
Romulus?
Alien?
Romulus,
Romulus. I'm
yeah.
sorry. Last year.
Was it last year?
Mm-hmm. But that's a good point. And then obviously all this is based off the original Alien movie, which is 1979, which is a great like sci-fi horror thing.
What a good year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now this franchise has had, we did a Romulus episode, so we probably talked about how this franchise has had many ups and downs and who knows what's canon or not canon and the genre shifts between like the original sci-fi horror to full-on action Marines shooting up some aliens and aliens. But this is our first time we're getting a series, correct? We've never had a series?
That is correct, Doug.
Aliens, yes.
I believe so.
Yes.
We did nose research. We're just bullshitting him.
Google it.
So let's go around the table real quick. Thoughts? Like it?
Loved it.
Short thoughts. Loved it?
I liked it. I don't know if I loved it just because of the way it ended.
Fair.
Okay.
Jermaine?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Rudy, but I did enjoy everything else before the ending. Not saying that the ending was bad, but it was just like,
Fuck a cliffhanger.
yeah, like I needed a little bit more. But I mean, with that said, like I enjoyed the show, so therefore when it comes back, like I'm, gonna watch the shit out of it again. So
Yeah,
it was solid.
to do my own quick answer, yeah, I loved it. I liked it a lot. To go off of that more, I didn't know it was going to be a continuing series. I thought it was kind of just like a mini series. So then, when they ended with a cliffhanger, what was the cliffhanger again? I forget.
Where she
The
gives
inmates,
her little speech, like
the inmates are running the asylum, basically.
That's right.
They
Yeah,
form.
yeah, yeah,
Well, I was going to
yeah.
say they formed the Power Rangers.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember what she said, but I was just like,
We rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was the line.
What do we do now? We rule.
And then the needle drops, not to jump around, but like the needle drops in this fucking thing. I was like, hey, that's some cool contemporary shit. I think the actual intro is like a slowed down, eerie version of a. Fuck, I looked it up somewhere. Damn it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'd like, not that we're getting into the nitty gritty of TV show intros. I think that was a really cool intro because you got little flashbacks, which was the recap.
Yeah.
Instead of like a long, boring recap that I still generally always watch because I have a shitty memory.
Dude,
It's not exactly the same vibe, but when the intro starts, like it almost gave me like American Horror Story-esque, like
Yeah, I can
when
see
it
that.
like the way they did the transition and the images just
Yeah.
popped on there.
the creator of this was the guy that, not the creator, but the whatever showrunner. I think he was the guy that also did Fargo. And something else, like good shows. Like, you know, you're gonna have good people run good shows. Like this felt like something that was. Again, it sounds silly when I say this because it's like duh, but this felt like a really thought out show, as opposed to let's like throw shit to the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah. I think it's indicative and sad that we live in a media world where that has to be said.
You get my
And that
point.
stands
yeah.
out. Yeah. Like having a show that actually feels thoroughly thought out.
And you have to, because like I said, this is like it's a very beloved IP. So you can't just go around making a whatever show and pissing people off and like retconning stuff. So it does have to sit within the respective timeline, which this is technically before the original.
Yeah. It was 10 years, right? Or 2 years?
2 years. Yeah. And 21-20.
Yeah. So you mentioned pissing people off, and that was one thing that I saw pretty quickly in the little bit of Reddit and Instagram comment stuff I delve into when I feel like torturing myself. and
Or
and
listening to me.
yeah, so people instantly talked about the retconning and how it doesn't make sense. Oh, Waylon knew about the aliens at this point, but what about the movie? Like that was the first thing, but whatever, fuck off. And I mean, my real answer to that is like, this is on Earth.
It's also good.
Like that ship that we saw that Ripley was on was already out. And like, who knows what kind of communication was going on? Obviously, Weyland Yutani is probably very secretive. Like they're not gonna, like not everyone's going to be on the know. And the technology that they've established in this world is obviously not like the technology we have. Like I think things still work at a relatively slow pace, communication wise.
Yeah.
The timeline that I saw was the ship, the Nostromo, which was from the first movie, launched the same year that the Maginot crashed.
This ship.
So they're
okay.
like past each other.
I'm on board with it.
I'll
So,
allow
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But are so far not connected in any real way.
Yeah.
You heard it here,
Narratively?
folks. Facts.
Well, I actually looked that shit
Oh
up.
man,
so.
our 13 listeners are getting real fucking pissed off.
And I would argue that like while canon is important, I feel like for something like Alien, you're not. This show did kind of expand the universe a little bit, but it's not. You're not really expanding the universe into this like grander
No, yeah.
DC, Marvel, Star Trek, Star Wars, or anything like that. Like those big universes, I feel like canon is a little bit more important because you are trying to piece things together and you're creating this whole like history of the world. Like I don't see someone creating a history of Alien,
No.
encyclopedia that they're gonna sell or whatever like that. Like at the end of the day,
It's
it's
a
like,
pamphlet right by now.
what?
I bet it's just like a pamphlet.
Yeah.
Like it's not so much. I don't think, in my own opinion, my opinions aren't reflective of everyone else's thoughts, but I don't think that like some of that, I guess you would call it like lore, is so like important. I'm plugging this thing. Is so important to like the story itself, especially with this series. There wasn't a bit where I'm like, oh, what? What did they retcon? What's now canon? Oh no, that totally ruined the story for me. Like it needed to go where it needed to
Yeah.
go, and it didn't feel like it bastardized anything.
And yeah, and they did like Prometheus, which kind of touched on like the creation of the xenomorphs and all that, like which is cool for that movie, but it doesn't like I honestly like don't care about that, right? Like at the end of the day,
yeah, they went far back with that one.
yeah, at the end of the day, the xenomorphs are a generally just a scary villain. Now this show did kind of add a little bit more character to them with Wendy
yeah.
like being able to communicate with them, like which I thought was kind of cool. I do so. Continuing on with the complaints I saw, and then we'll get into the good stuff. I know some people were pretty quick to also say like Alien's supposed to be suspenseful, like this. Where's the suspense? Like there's supposed to be build up, which cracked me up because the idea that you're gonna have an 8-episode show of suspense.
Right.
I'm like, do you really want 8 hours of? Because this is the one thing that Alien does, right? Where they walk past, and then the camera stays for a little bit, and then something moves in the shadows. You want 8 hours of that?
You
Building
can't.
up the suspense for the alien to finally show up in the last 30 minutes.
There's
Fuck
only one
off.
show.
Sorry, that's twice.
I apologize. I talked over your fuck off. You want to get a clean
No,
one
no,
out?
no, that's fine. That's fine.
I think the only one show like that could do
Fuck right off.
that could do a series of like full suspense was Haunting on Hill House, but that was like a full ghost story thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was, I mean, was it? I think Mike Flanagan. This thing though, it's like this isn't the whole series didn't need to be that, and you could. You know, it's more like the Xenomorphs were a part of the bigger story, and the overall story. I think it was even like the title of last episode or second to last episode, which was like The Real Monsters or something like that, which is to say that it's the humans that are the assholes, and so the Xenomorphs, and even throughout like all of the franchise, the Xenomorphs weren't ever planning everything. They were, you know, these creatures that were just relying on their killer instincts. And you know, everyone else's story was you know everyone else's story surrounding it was what made it, you know, interesting. Just trying to, you know, get through these hyper fucking killers.
Yeah, and
I said a whole lot of nothing.
no. It's
Clock
it's,
it.
I would say,
dear God.
you know, when they announced this series, I was kind of curious, like, okay, because the franchise has had so many different kind of stories. Like the first one, like I said, was a sci-fi horror. Then we got action stuff. Then we got into like the weird Prometheus kind of like philosophical ideas of creation and everything. So, you know, part of me was like, okay, is this going to be more like Aliens? Like, is there going to be some crash ship and a bunch of aliens are going to run around the planet and we're going to get some cool fucking Schwarzenegger type characters hunting him down? I had no idea what. And then, like, the first trailers kind of dropped and it still kind of seemed very actiony. But pretty quickly it established that it wasn't going to be that. And I was very happy. I was really impressed with all the stuff that they added. I think we got a lot more backstory to the companies, the five companies, that corporations that run the planet. And then this whole idea of like the quest for immortality, I made the joke at the beginning of the show, but like that is a thing that a lot of like tech guys are already talking about. What's his name? Peter Thiel. He talks about that all the time, that idea of like transhumanity and like moving humanity past our physical bodies. So to have this show that's really based around that, and it always has been that, like Wayland Yutani's been after the Xenomorph because he thinks that's the key to immortality. And then, you know, this guy from Prodigy is, you know, thinking about transferring bodies into synthetic, or transferring souls into synthetic bodies and stuff like that. It's really cool.
There's a couple of things, a couple of philosophical things that this show touches on. I can't really name all of them off the top of my head, but like some of those is that the transhuman thing. It's like, you know, whatever that, what's that one like mythological ship or whatever. It's if you replace the parts, is it still the thing in the end or whatever? Like their exploration. You know what I'm talking about?
No,
No,
I have heard of it. I don't know the name of it. I don't know the name.
Talked
of it.
about it. I'm drunk.
Go ahead.
But like they, even when it came to that part where, you know, and heavy spoilers, by the way, the kids have to die eventually. Like, you know, the sick kids die. Their mind gets but it isn't like their brain goes into the thing, because then you're like, okay, that's still them. It's like, no, they made a copy paste of their personalities, and the idea of, and which kind of gets explored later on, is like, no, their body's still dead, and this is just this carbon copy.
That whole aspect, I could talk
That's
a
spooky.
long time about, and we'll get to that. Jermaine, thoughts about anything? What do you got to say about this?
I just love it in general. Like you, I had no idea what I was about to be immersed in. Like I was thinking, okay, of course the title of the show is Alien Earth, and my mind immediately went back to a scene from AVP, Aliens versus Predator, when you see like all the xenomorphs, you know, like it was that one Predator
Oh, yeah,
on
yeah,
top
yeah.
of the pyramid, but like it got like so overwhelming that the xenomorphs, you know, just went rampant, and they were just, you know, like everywhere. So I'm thinking, okay, well, something like that's probably going to happen you know, they're gonna bring it back, and they're just gonna like the world is just gonna get taken over, you know, like zombie style. But it was very. The show was very, to me, it was very slick. Like it was well written. Like it was a contained chaos. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those things where you get the story, but it was the 5th episode for me that told the backstory about what actually happened on the ship.
Yeah.
That was a mini Alien movie, right?
Yeah, that was that to me was the moment in the show where I was like, okay, like I fucks with this heavy, because this was just one of those things. Like I love that there was somebody on the ship, you know, that was planted, you know, to cause this chaos, but nobody knew, and all the clues. The Asian dude, I don't remember his name, but the creepy bald,
yeah.
bald dude, like he was like, you know, the hibernation capsule, whatever. He was like, it could say that it's occupied, but it couldn't really be, you know, somebody could be out of it. And I was like, I like this even more. So just the backstory, like I said, got me, especially that one on the ship. Like I said, you know, you found out that there was like already like planned chaos, and the reason why the ship rocketed towards Earth, like they just said, like we're now a missile out of control. Because I was trying to figure out, okay, was it just like a, you know, like a malfunction thing that just happened, or like normal, you know, was it just human error, you know, where somebody got caught up in like the xenomorph just went rampant, and you know, but it was very clever. Like I said, well, not like I said, but like Doug said, you know, with the companies, like you're finding out that there's these 5 corporations, but the corruption behind, you know, all these companies, and then you get into, oh yeah, this is just human nonsense happening. So that bringing this stuff to Earth.
And a little bit to that, as far as like that episode where you get the mini horror thing.
Yeah.
So it's like all those naysayers, it's like, there you go, shut up now.
Yeah, that's what I generally saw online too. It's like, there you go.
The when all these things happen and who you're focusing on is so important, and I think they hit the nail on the head, because you could have gone chronologically of the show, the whole series starting off with the incident, and then, you know, which would kind of baby step people into it, so they would shut up immediately and be like, here's a mini horror story, and then go into it. But I like them focusing more on Wendy and the Lost Boys.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, no, these are our core people, and everyone else is just secondary to all of that. Like, we're focusing more on in here, but we'll still dabble on those things.
Yeah.
So
And then
I can't imagine that decision to figure out when to do that.
yeah, and that's just where, again, skilled storytellers come in, because like,
You hear that, Star Wars acolyte? No, I'm kidding.
yeah, no, because to your point, right? Like, if they had done episode 5 first and then shifted into everything else, it probably would have made that first episode forgetful, or it would have been like, oh, this is the tone of the show. Oh, it's not the tone of the show. But by waiting till episode 5, it also was that moment that they kind of hit that point. It was like, okay, we need to explain why Morrow, the cyborg, is
Yeah.
doing what he's doing. And so you take that moment.
I do love his character too. Like,
And-
he has drive, like
Oh,
he has
yeah.
like that purpose, and I love that is like instilled in him.
And real quick,
Got a thumb drive.
and real quick too, like it's also a fun way to make his motives ambiguous. Like, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy?
Yeah.
You know, so it allows you to get to play that just a little bit, where afterwards, once you get that episode, you could kind of go, am I on board with him? No, he's just doing what needs to be done.
Yeah. And I can't remember. I
He
feel
made
like
a promise, damn it.
I feel like there was a bit of a cliffhanger from episode 4, right? Because that's usually when they'll do the flashback, that little like make you wait one more week. Because that's the thing about this show. It was a weekly release. I know you binge watched it.
Yeah, I've been watched it.
Were you watching it weekly or?
I watched the first 3 episodes as they dropped, and then I just waited for the
Oh, okay.
rest. I'm like, yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah. See, I like I like the weekly episode release because of things like that. When they do like a little bit of a cliffhanger, I can't quite remember what it was for episode 4, but then the next week you just get this total flashback, and so then you got to wait that extra week for that answer.
I cannot edge that long.
I can edge all
Amateur
night,
goons.
ladies. Yeah, we got Goon Squad over here. So the other thing that they introduced into, I would say, this world is more aliens.
Yeah. Let's
A
talk
lot
about
more
that.
aliens.
I forget the names of them. Damn it.
I don't know. Fucking eyeball thing is the coolest thing ever. If we weren't doing,
He was the main character.
Oh
About
yeah.
edging.
He was, man.
Oh yeah.
That's my cliffhanger. I'm
If
like,
our Halloween party wasn't zombie themed, and still honestly, our Halloween
can
party
still-
is the weekend before. So Halloween night, I'm really thinking about trying to do the eyeball thing, like
it.
a ping pong ball,
little tentacle.
like just to go out with that and see how many cool people recognize it.
Nobody, but still, it's awesome.
They'll be like,
It
"Is that from
almost
Alien Earth?"
reminded me
I'll
of
suck their
the,
dick so fast because it's gonna be a guy.
The Marvel character, what's his name? Shuma Gorath or whatever
Bless you.
his name is.
Fucking
Shuma
nerd.
Gorath.
Oh,
Yeah, Shuma Gorath. And then, but speaking of these aliens, so they got the xenomorphs from the homeworld, I'm assuming.
yeah, or maybe
So
or a world.
like Xenomorph Prime or whatever it's called, or Hive World or blah blah blah. And with all these other like deadly little creatures, I'm like, is this world like Scavenger's Reign where
yeah.
where everything is deadly? Like you can't look at a rock and be like, oh, look at this rock, oh, it's so cute.
Bite your fingers
Yeah,
off.
it'll just murder you.
Everything was parasitic, though, to a point.
Yeah.
That's
But I mean, I guess if you think about it, like, I mean, even on this planet, like a good chunk of the like percentage wise of like life is parasitic.
but
It's a
totally.
very early like moment, like early evolutionary. But then these parasites grew into something.
Hypothetically, though, if something was that aggressively parasitic, they would starve themselves. They would destroy all the things that it would feed upon.
Yeah, I mean, nature finds a way.
But I mean, like the little
Nature
eyeball
balances.
has some high intellect.
Okay.
Like its IQ is off the charts. I mean,
Oh, this fucking guy. Okay. The one cliffhanger was I wanted to see that thing talk. It was like teased throughout the whole thing, and I know that is the cliffhanger, but I'm like,
the fucking
it revived the doc, but man,
speaking of that,
Oculus, by the way, is what it's called.
thank you.
the sheep or whatever that it was in.
oh yeah,
I was like, man, just that intense look that it had like the whole time I was just watching. I was like,
Fuck, man.
that's a little character in there that for me stole the show.
That's it.
I didn't care. I mean, yes, I cared obviously what was going on, but I was like focused on that thing like the whole show. And I love the way when shows or movies write something where like it kind of sets something up where you're like, okay, somebody's gonna get taken over.
someone's getting eyeballed.
Yeah. But they
You finish.
teabag.
they make you think that it's gonna go one way.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh no, this person's gonna get it, and then that person got away, and then you're like, where the dead body? I was just like,
That was pretty good.
that's money.
I think what's so fascinating, like the xenomorphs are a fun creature to be like. Maybe you root for them or whatever, and you're waiting for the chest burster. You know what's going to happen. It's pretty. At this point, it's like its own trope and whatnot. But so for them to introduce a new parasite and something that is intelligent and has character within this world, I want explored so fucking much. So I am rightfully pissed, which means I'm going to watch the next season because I want to see this thing's personality develop. Excuse me.
Go for it.
Will it have a British accent?
So we did get a hint of it being in a human in that episode 5, the flashback. It was in someone, and it was able to speak for a little bit.
Oh damn! I
So
forgot.
we did get a little bit of
Oh, there
that, which set us up for knowing that it can happen and everything. But every aspect of this show. I feel like everyone involved, every character, every alien, just really had so much. And so even beyond the eyeball, we got the little fly things that dissolved mechanical parts, which they weren't shown too much. We did get a little bit of foreshadowing when we saw that that's what they were feeding them. But then there was like the plant thing that kept constantly kind of like coming out and then going back,
like squidish.
Yeah,
looking
the
plant.
squid plant thing.
Plumicare.
Oh, and then the blood tick, so fucking gross. So fucking gross.
I forgot about that. God damn.
Yeah,
There's a lot that happened.
and that was all in episode 5 too, where they ended up in her hydro flask.
Yeah.
and
You know
And
what?
that's another one too, where it set it up to make it look like she was about to
Oh,
drink
yeah.
it.
Oh,
But
constantly.
It wasn't her. I was like,
I kind of envy you that you like waited and binged all of it because we watched it week by week. I forgot a lot of shit.
yeah,
And I didn't do any recap.
I meant to do a little bit more recap, but I did not.
I watched like
That-
3 minutes of Screen Crush's recap of the last episode, and I was like, I learned so much. I should have watched all the recaps. Shit.
I did watch that one too. But that little moment where the fucking the flies or ticks or whatever spit that shit into the girl's flask and the fucking eyeballs like, yo, like on the glass.
Yeah,
that shit,
yeah.
I was like, all right, this is.
That's what got me. I'm like, what is its intention? It's just like, I just want to commandeer one of you guys.
Well, yeah, and so even that, like, they set us up with this idea that he was trying to save her.
Right.
So then, even at the end or towards the end, when the one kid robot, I forgot which
Toothless?
one.
Like, it's melted, face melted.
Yeah, he
Isaac.
was going in.
Oh, that's what it is. So many. Sorry, real quick. So many shows have the character's
Toodles.
name Isaac, and
Toodles.
it's fucking. It is Toodles.
It is Toodles, but his real name was Isaac.
Yeah,
So many characters have the name Isaac. It is bothering me.
Oh.
It's weird. It's this weird pandemic.
yeah.
What you get for having a common name. Blame the show.
But
Yeah,
so,
Isaac.
so even when he went in, right, and the sheep's watching, right, the eyeballed sheep is watching. Part of me was like, is he gonna try to save him? But then no, he was trying to murder him. Just murdered him, like, and it's so clever with just that's all it took was a little headbutt.
What was it?
he gave him the little startle so that the door, like it was trying to escape, so it's trying to
Create
make
chaos, basically.
just
Okay,
make
yeah.
things happen,
Yeah.
and it's man, that little damn
Because
devious
they spent
character.
like so much of that show making that eyeball just watching everybody, and you didn't know his motivation other than obviously survive or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
But like I
yeah.
said, he tried to save the one. I'm giving it a gender. I'm sorry. It tried to save the one lady, and so you
eyeballs are
didn't know.
masculine. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
and
It's a ball.
and it's always human error in these shows, but I like that the synthetics, if that's what we're gonna call
the
them,
hybrids.
The synth.
the hybrids that
Oh, can we
that
talk about it?
that they were like little kids. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? That they were
Yeah.
like these innocent kids in this world. So it makes sense that he was like, oh yeah, I can do it. I don't need anybody. I can handle this lab by myself. But I'm like, bro, you was in the world's deadliest lab ever.
It did for them having like the kids in these synthetic bodies. It did something where it's like
Super soldiers almost.
I was okay with the stupid things that they did.
Yep.
Because if you were to rely on the old horror tropes of back in the late 70s and 80s, you kind of go like, no, come on, you're yelling at the screen. Like, but to have the kids do this,
Yeah.
it has its reason, and it's really fun, and they did a really good job, like portraying kids.
The dude that played Smee. Oh, he like.
His mannerisms and all his
Oh
little.
my god!
The whole like.
And
You
yeah,
told me you were
I
gonna
guess.
play with me.
And the way he was kind of like touchy, like he instantly reminded me of that like kid at the party that's kind of like, okay, that's no, okay,
We're-
that's
we're
enough,
friends
that's
now.
enough, that's enough.
Yeah.
Like, don't, like you sit down, he's like on top of you. Like, I mean, he didn't quite do that in the show, but
You're like, bro, what are you doing? He's like, I'm giving you a grown up hug.
yeah.
It's so
so impressed.
Like when those parts happen, I paused it and I told Alva, I was like, come, just watch this fucking scene. Here's the context of it, and she's like, it's really funny. I'm like, you wouldn't give a shit about the rest of the show, but this, like, it's something about it. It's like because it's something that I really hadn't seen. I'm sure this is something where like a kid's brain is an adult's body, but this big,
Yeah, big.
the one with Robin Williams.
bigger,
No.
hairier.
I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
anyways, but yeah, it's such a fun component of the whole thing, and you really feel bad for them when they have to do things that are grown up.
Yeah, and so that's that.
Adam,
The
no,
like philosophical idea of this. It's really interesting that because you are taking a child and putting them into a supercomputer, right? It's not just putting a kid into adult body like Big. You're putting them into a supercomputer, and you know, and so the motivation behind Boy, right? The guy that the Boy Cavalier, the genius trillionaire
genius.
of Prodigy, the guy that made these synths and these hybrid synths. He had mentioned how he wanted to have that one interesting conversation in his life, right? Because he's always been a genius. He's never had this interesting conversation. And this idea is actually really smart because I think, and I've talked to some of my friends about this too, that like there is a certain level of gained intelligence in immaturity because it takes a child to want to grab something and just want to take it apart and see how it works, or to not be ashamed of asking why over and over and over, or what, right? That's all the stuff that like as a child you do. Why, what, or like I said, grabbing stuff. Maybe you break it. As an adult, you know, you start coming where you don't want to ask what, or you don't want to ask why because you don't want to look like an idiot or something like that. And then you don't pick up stuff because like, oh, that's someone else's thing. So the idea of taking that childlike immaturity and explorative nature and putting it into a supercomputer really would lead to probably some of the most interesting and innovative ideas possible. So I really liked that motivation behind Boy Cavalier wanting to do that.
Yeah.
Because like assuming the world didn't go to shit around them, like they really probably would have led to like who knows what kind of inventions.
I
or
do
something.
like the fact that the kids were like slowly realizing like what they really were. Because you know, you think, you know, okay, you got transferred into this, you know, supercomputer, that you would think that your neurons would connect, you know, and be like, oh, I can do this and this. But as the show was going on, you know, the kids were finding out, they're like, oh, we can do that?
yeah,
Oh, like we can, you know, like
learn a
learn
language
new
or whatever.
things. Yeah. I love that innocence about them, you know, that they had that, but then on the flip side, like it lets you know too that they don't realize like how powerful that they really and truly are. That they, yes, there's these little kids, but as the show goes on, you know, that switch flipped, of course, because of what was happening around them. But they realized, they're like, look, they're more scared of us, you know, like the one kid who had to try to get the xenomorph egg out of there, you know, like he's playing, you know, this innocent like little scared kid, you know, the whole time like crying and going through all that emotion. But I'm like, bro, like you is
Slightly.
slightly, but you're this entity, like this thing that's more powerful than you even imagine. But it's because you have the mindset of a kid that you're scared and you don't want to tell anybody, you know, like what's really going on, because you're scared of getting in trouble. But once that switch flipped at the end of the series, they all realize kind of like what they really are and what they
Yeah.
want to do or can do.
Who
Yeah.
was the hybrid that wanted to be the favorite to Boy
Curly.
Genius? Was that her name?
Yeah.
Curly. So I think Curly and Wendy had the potential because they kind of were able to sort of, I think they had enough like childhood trauma to like shed a lot of the immaturity and like focus on either that or just people pleasing. And we obviously, Wendy developed abilities that they didn't even anticipate, you know, her like remote accessing stuff.
Yeah.
Totally worked for the plot. But as far as like the hybrids to actually advance, to be the ones to advance, it would be them two, because it feels like Remember the movie Chronicle?
Yeah.
Right, the one of the three would learn the power, and then the rest sort of catching up. Like that's what it felt like the kids would be doing. They would be busy trying to figure out their powers and stumbling and bumbling, whereas like the lead two would already be leaps and bounds ahead of them, developing all these things. Oh, and then poor what was it, Nibs? Jesus fucking Christ! Oh, what a terrible,
I'm glad
tragic thing.
I'm glad they explored like that idea of like, hey, this might
Tragic, but she
not
was scary at the same
always
time.
work. Yeah.
She was fucking scared. I was like, bro, I never want for somebody to look at me like that.
For context in the show, if you haven't seen it or whatever, Nib's character is one of the hybrids, and she gets attacked by the eyeball, the ocelot. What is it?
Ocelot.
Yeah.
Ocelot.
And she's like traumatized by it. But again, it's that thing that they don't realize that they can't get damaged. Also, that thing also doesn't know that those are hybrids, so it wouldn't have been able to access them. But anyways,
We're assuming.
true. Ooh. True. But her just mental decline into full on like robo outrage is so fucking scary.
And she played that shit very well.
It was so wrong too. Like when she pops up and she's like, "I'm pregnant." I'm like, this is wrong on so many levels. I loved it.
Yeah. I mean, and it served a great point of like just again exploring what it would mean to put a child's mind that maybe has suffered trauma into a supercomputer that can process that trauma quicker than but then it also provided like maybe it would cause the people that made these synths and doing this thing to pump the brakes a little bit, because it's like someone with that kind of strength and ability to have a mental breakdown, scary as shit.
But
They want to see what these kids can do, because the idea when the crash happened and Wendy was like, "Oh, why don't we just go, do like the rescuing thing?" He's like, "Yeah, why don't you guys go do that?" Like him being, this rich billionaire kid, like they want to see what their money can do.
right.
It's not more so of like a let's pump the brakes.
You have to
let's-
take those risks.
Yeah, let's have those protocols, put in. Like if you have like a RoboCop, character, like they put in
Billionaires getting rid of
these
regulations.
protocols.
Where have we seen that? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
But I love
Great.
the
Now we're
fact
shadow banned.
Fuck. Sorry. No.
that he
Google
let
is
them
great.
get a chance to like explore.
Google
themselves.
doesn't do
Let him
that.
finish.
Sorry.
That they get to like explore themselves, and it was like a thing. Like I'm saying, like you as the audience, yeah, you have your own cautions. Like you're watching this show and you're like, should these people really be doing this? But it's all for like the greater cause, because it's like a money thing for him, But he's like, let's see how far we can push these kids, because like I want to know, because this is where my money's going. And I loved their man, what's his name again? The
Scientists?
Timothy Oliphant.
Kirsch. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
my
Yeah, no, I was waiting to bring him
yeah.
up. Yeah.
He
Someone needs to explain him to me.
he plays a phenomenal character too, but I love his angle, because it was like you seem to have like zero fucks. Like I know you're quote unquote probably owned by this kid, by this rich billionaire kid, but you don't seem to care about anything, because
Love it.
when he asked him the question about when they went off and had their meetings, with the lawyers and whatnot, when they were on their way back, and he was like, "Oh, is everything okay?" Chaos was
Watching all hell broke loose. So,
Yeah.
no, I'm good. We're good.
No other person could have done it better
he's
than
like,
Mr. Timothy
"Oh no, it's
Oliphant.
fine."
Best.
Like his facial expressions, all that stuff. Like I loved his character. He's another one that I like. The eyeball, I was very interested in. I'm like, what's your goal? Like
Yeah.
what are your?
Seems to be the thing with the synths
What
in this
fucking
world.
game was he playing
So-
here?
he was a scientist, right? Like he worked in that lab.
Yeah.
I think he was an AI scientist. He was a robot scientist, and what do scientists do? They want to see what happens. So I think he spent that whole show just kind of like, oh shit's happening. I'm going to take notes.
Yeah.
Like absolute, not like
Perfectly written
not
character.
intervening. Like, you know, he's the nature photographer that's watching like a baby gopher get
Yeah,
eaten
yeah,
by
yeah.
a mountain lion. You know, like
That part
It's like,
too.
oh yeah, I'm gonna see how he digests this gopher.
Get more gruesome. Mountain lion eating a
Endangered.
pregnant deer.
Yeah, like there's only 3 of these animals left, and the mountain lion not only just eating him, like tossing him around a little bit, not quite killing him.
Go on, go into detail. I'm almost there.
So there's
Entrails.
there was episode 5, which I mentioned, where they had the backstory about what happened on the ship. Then they have the other backstory, which I love, which I had the Xerxes while I was watching it, like made my back erect.
Oh, just a bag, huh?
But it was one of those things. It's so cleverly written. I love the characters. Love these creatures. Like everything is like well thought of. The one thing though that got me too, besides the eyeball being like my main focus, was I love that they didn't show it, but they told the backstory about the boy genius, how he was getting abused.
Yeah.
And they were like, and he built this synth, and
that's right.
and his father came home, and it took him out. We didn't know what this thing looked like, or if it was like a
Was it his butler? Is it his assistant?
yeah, it was the
That's
dude.
that was my
Adam.
assumption. Yeah.
When that reveal happened, I was like, when he took off his jacket, he was about to get down to business. I was like, oh, it's him.
Yeah.
I was like, I love that
Because I
so
thought
much.
I thought he was gonna sacrifice him, Adam, to the eyeball thing.
Awesomeness.
Thank you.
Awesomeness. Whatever.
But like immediately, I was like, "Damn, he was there the whole time." I'm like, "That's him." Like it was like his
Loved it.
Anakin Skywalker. Like, oh my god, why can't I
3PO.
think of- Yeah, 3PO. Like it was just that thing that was just there like the whole time. I was like, man, no wonder how. Like my mind goes back. I'm like, oh, that's why he's played his character like that. But it was a good reveal. Like it wasn't a thing that I really was thinking about. And they told the story, but I'm like, oh fuck, it's him.
This series was rich with all of those things.
Yeah, man.
That guy had one of the best lines too in the show where he's taking his jacket off to get out of business, and he's like this whole idea of putting kids in these immortal bodies. He's like, an eternity of are we there yet? Like
about
come
that line.
fucking on.
That, you know what, now I'm just kind of spitting questions, but would the hybrids have matured mentally?
That was something I was really questioning, the idea of essentially puberty, right? Like a natural body, you hit that basically hormone surge, which changes the brain, changes the body,
Tell me about the birds and the bees.
changes motivation.
Someone has to.
See, that was a motive.
Yeah.
That look was a motivation to kill me.
So I was curious about that, like how the brain would, like, I mean, again, they essentially have a supercomputer for a brain, so maybe like none of that matters. But I was kind of curious, like how, like if they would always be stuck at a certain level of maturity, but I probably not, because
So the way I look at that question is there's two things to that. So in the earlier episodes, they had mentioned, you know, they were like, how do we create, you know, they say we worked with certain things, you know, to have the body like react to different things like hormones, you know, that they were saying that they were working on programs or they wrote programs, you know, so that they can like experience things. So it was one of those things like, well, I'm like, well, maybe they're just going to be this way, but they were just going to like not officially like feel like hormones, but they're probably programmed, you know, where they feel like they have hormones, like how when they were eating the food and they were saying that, oh, this tastes like this, you know, whatever. But then I look at a vampire, right? Like if you have young kids who get turned into vampires, like in certain stories, you know, like for instance, I interviewed a vampire. They're bitten young, but they're a child. But over centuries, they don't think like a child anymore. Like they're very mentally mature.
Well, they're kind of broken in a sense.
Yeah,
though.
they're broken, but they're not that same innocent child anymore. Like they have certain children, you know, they mention it, you know, they're like, I have urges and desires, but I'm stuck in this little kid body. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of
Yeah.
those things. So I eventually think over time, which I don't know the time span, of course, but I feel like they would mentally mature.
15 years.
They had to have made some kind of provision to mature these, or to provide like the framework for the mind to grow
Yeah.
and mature in these bodies, because you can't sell a, hey, put your mind in this body. You know, we're not just copying you. We're not making a carbon copy. You're still gonna die. Like this is transferring your consciousness into a body that's going to not only last forever, but allow you to retain who you are and like grow from there and like learn stuff.
Yeah.
Now I know like this whole group, the Lost Boys, were essentially the beta testing.
Yeah.
And so they were troubleshooting all these things. But I just, you know, just general curiosity, because, you know, again
I
with
keep thinking about really random things. Go ahead.
I'm curious now. Go ahead.
So when we were talking about puberty, I was giggling to myself at the
Yes.
idea of unlocking masturbation with robot abilities. Cracking myself up over here, giggling, and then
Made a hole in the wall again.
And then the idea of like, yeah, this was a beta test where they did have access to everything. They were supercomputers. But in the real world with corporate greed, it would be a subscription plan of like, do you want a synth body that has, I don't know, like dumb mind, or do you want full access to everything? It's,
Which was an episode of Black Mirror.
and
Oh, it
Altered,
was. What
Altered
if
Carbon
Stereo-
kind of touched on that too.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
idea
yeah,
of
yeah.
like if you were rich, you got like a nice young body, and
Did.
yeah. So like it totally, if this was a real world thing, this transferring to sense, there would absolutely be a money or a subscription involved with how much access you had.
And Upload, the Robbie Amell show.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Big time.
So my question to you guys is, when your consciousness, like if this was a real thing, gets transferred into a body, do you guys take it as like you still truly die,
Oh god damn.
but it's like
I'm gonna need a shot
but it's like a copy?
and take a piss
It
first.
has to be where I leave my body and like my eyes open and the body is done as a husk, because everything that was me
Yeah,
essentially
yeah.
has gone to the other thing. Not like artificially created, like, well, we took the mind, we copied the mind over, so let's just process the body
Yeah.
because there's nothing left to do. Like I'm still dying, motherfucker. Like just because a copy of my consciousness
Yeah.
lives on over there, that's not me. It's just a copy of me.
Yeah.
Theseus' ship. It's the ship of Theseus. The ship of Theseus is, if you have the original ship and you start to replace the parts till at the very end, all the parts you replace, it's none of it's the original ship. Is it still a ship? Kind of, you know, that's the whole philosophical thought. And so
Yeah.
at the same time, you are you, and at the same time, you're not.
I would slap my dead body's fucking
Hold on,
face.
he has a finger up.
Sorry, go ahead.
He hit a full. He pulled his sleeve
Yeah,
up.
yeah. I missed it.
What would happen? But what would happen if all those parts that they replaced were then reassembled into another ship?
Right, that's what we have. Vision.
Which ship is the
White
original?
Vision. It's both, and his answer was both. Of it is the same. It is the thing, and it is not.
But I don't.
Yes.
I don't want them to take my human body and take it apart and reassemble it into another body, Dr. Frankenstein.
So is it almost like the Star Trek theory?
Transporter theory?
Yeah, the transporter theory, where you die every time, but
Oh.
you're
Oh,
And a copy of you is just reassembled
Yeah.
somewhere else?
or the Prestige. For those who don't watch Star Trek,
Houdini shit.
There was another.
a bunch of dead Hugh Jackmans out there.
There
just
was
ready for
another
love.
sci-fi show. Oh, Dark Matter. Anyway, I think there was a sci-fi show that did something like that. Where
Yeah, I
if
think so.
You wanted to transport yourself. It was basically kill you, clone you over there, and you were good. Yeah, no, I would probably slap my own fucking dead body and be like, haha, beat you, you arthritic piece of shit. And
Yeah, no,
then somehow like they'd program knee pains and like a foot pain into me. Like, you motherfuckers, like, should have signed up for Plus.
because like it was Wendy.
Would you pay the extra to have your feet shrink down to like a
Yeah,
normal
so I could buy
size?
shoes. Yeah. That would be amazing. I'd be like, look, I want my knees to work. I want normal size shoes.
Could have a normal forehead.
Yeah, like I like
Not a
being,
normal forehead, just a regular hairline.
I like being 6'4", but
Full
I'd probably
attack.
settle for 6'2", so I don't hit my head on quite as too many things. Like,
Adjustable knees.
yeah, what?
Adjustable knees. Like
Oh, that'd be
Inspector
awesome.
Go-Go Gadget
Telescopic
extended.
That'd be awesome.
If hold up,
But I needed to be activated by
shit.
Go-Go Gadget.
We've triggered Jermaine.
if a xenomorph popped out of Isaac, how big?
Because I think we've established like the xenomorphs kind of take the characteristics of the host that births from.
you.
You remember? We all remember the dog,
It would just be like a
the
mound
dog
of
xenomorph,
flesh
right?
for like 3 minutes. What the fuck is that? Is that a dick going out of his chest? Oh, there's eyeballs.
The Star Destroyer flying over the screen
Yeah.
for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Sorry. I told you guys the last episode that aired on YouTube, which by the way, you can catch us on the Hyperdeck, the Hyperdeck podcast on YouTube. We roasted the shit out of you, Isaac, and I feel so bad.
And I walked out of that episode.
I messaged,
you came back.
I messaged Isaac after watching it. I was sitting there at my desk. I was like I knew we did the Lord of the Rings joke about it takes 2 weeks to get from the front of your head to the back of your head. And I was like, oh, that was funny. And then it's like we kept going, and I was just like, guys.
I have a tough skin.
That's
I can
what
take it.
friends are for.
Yeah, I'm just telling you guys that if you ever do that to me, I'm crying.
A long time ago, I was like, we should have like a roast for a birthday. Rudy's like, absolutely
Immediately
not.
Nope.
yeah.
Nope. Nope.
So
Yeah,
I
so
can take it.
I'll apologize on air.
You're fine. I'm not gonna.
I'll
do
never
anything.
apologize. Take that shit.
I was like, yeah, it's a fucking good one. I love it.
man.
But
I
also,
was telling them earlier, I almost photoshopped your head into a xenomorph skull.
also
today
it would
that I
just be
didn't
like
do
a
it.
giant mushroom with a xenomorph body. Just that's all it would be. This big old fucking, like a dimmadome of xenomorphs.
On that point, like if I got the xenomorph, it'd pop out and instantly be like, "Oh God, this sucks." It just lays down next to my corpse. Like,
Its smaller mouth, just the small mouth goes. Beer.
I
That's
think the
Fucking grabs his tail. It grabs his tail and starts killing
the
itself.
small mouth is for the shots. The big mouth's for the beers.
oh, nice. You can do like a Irish car bomb or a Guinness drop at the same time, like.
You would see the small pop out like, and then just like.
It's like the one like overweight xenomorph like in the corner.
Evolved into loving
Drinks
beer.
too much, it throws up and just acid everywhere. I'm slowly losing my corner as I just throw up into the fucking. Okay, I think we talked about this in the Romulus episode, but my one complaint, the one thing that just never makes sense to me about the acid blood is, like you shoot one of these, it's dripping acid blood. It went through one floor and went through the next floor and it went to the next floor. Eventually, it's just going out the ship and the ship's imploding.
It has to lose.
No.
I lose a little bit of
efficacy,
acidity.
I feel like
if you're-
as it goes.
Like if
because
it's chemical, and it keeps going through the floors, like it mixes, so it kind of what's the word? Dilutes.
Or neutralize.
Because
it.
they
Yeah.
show those
True,
holes.
yeah.
They show
I
those holes
think-
all the time, and
I
you
think-
can't have that shit on the spaceship. And like fucking the spaceship be like, oh no, well, it went all the way out the hole, and we just patched the hole. Like that's not how that works.
Yeah. Interesting. Anyway, where were we before?
I don't know. That is the one thing that I always ponder a lot. Is like, how acidic is that? Can you just like
We
throw
were at
some
the kids
baking
in
soda
there.
on it?
Yeah, balance it out with the basic solution.
The
Someone
kids
standing
in
down
their
there with
maturity.
the special
And then we
chemical
went
tub
Yeah.
trying to catch it.
Full circle.
Like, what does off do this?
Yeah, we watch Breaking Bad.
Breaking
You need
Bad
that
shit, like-
yeah, specific. Anyways, immaturity. Then
Oh, okay. Do you guys like the fact that somehow
Sorry.
Wendy?
My balls.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
her
but-
abilities.
Like her abilities to speak their language. Do you guys like that that she can talk to them now?
I more like that plausible in world with her learning the language, because like we said, she's a supercomputer, right? So they're able to. Boy Genius established that they're able to think at fast rates, but it's her remote accessing stuff that felt too like it's too magical. Where I was like, that just seemed like plot device shit. That's my one critique.
Like that backstory with her brother trying to go off world or whatever, and she like touched the screen or
Yeah, that's when
made
it
happen.
started,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
She was
yeah.
like,
she's like, no, you're not going nowhere.
No.
that
She
was
dropped the catch up.
that was the
captcha on
but
that shit
I
like
think-
only thing.
I think though that shows the power that a synth like her could have. And so I think it was a little plot devicey, but I think it worked. And
you have to admit, it was a lot plot devicey.
It's a lot plot devicey just because how do you build these? What you said, 6 billion? When the one died, when Toodles died, there goes my $6 billion or something like that. How do you build something like that and not account for like what if this
Exactly.
happens?
but we see
What kind
see
of
that
fail safe do
we
I
already
have?
see that
it's like
now.
a viewability.
We already see that now where like people create AI and like there's that one famous story with the AI that started the two AI that started talking to themselves in their own language. And so
But
we
that-
shut it down.
But that's more in line with like learning the xenomorph language.
Did we really shut it down? Or do we think we
Oh
did?
shit!
Maybe,
Are we a fucking
yeah.
simulation right now, bro? All
The simulation has to be.
right, pee break.
Yeah, if I'm plugged in, pull that port out, blow on it, and put it back in because something's
Oh,
wrong.
that yeah.
Something's
Yeah,
fucking wrong.
That's what I like.
Oh, man, your xenomorph would always be in the corner just fucking pissing it.
Probably. Pee break pose in 3, 2, 1.
Where were we at? We were talking about
The Wendy and her AI abilities,
superpowers, yeah.
but
We
which
went
I love
simulation.
that.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I totally agree with you. That's a little fucking
Plot device.
plot device bullshit, and I could have done without it. I think it would have made it a little more interesting for them, like running around and actually breaking through stuff, or like finding practical solutions as opposed to like just waving my hand and like shit opens and.
That was the thing. It was
Like how she stopped the
That shit was
father.
cool. That shit was the way it looked. The way he
Yeah.
was just like,
very going back to like, are we in a simulation? Very Neo Matrixy.
I was like, I love it, but
What's going on? He's believing.
we didn't
starting
need
to
another
believe.
like
Sorry. Yeah.
like synth fight because we got one with old boy Christian
Oh, the cyborg.
Kirshen,
Morrow,
yeah,
yeah.
Morrow, which was pretty cool. Like, I love the build up between them, like
their little back and forth.
yeah. But I love that he knew the whole time that old
again.
boy was talking. Like, it's those little things in the show. Man, whoever wrote this,
Yeah, her developing essentially the super hacking power. I mean, like I feel like culturally we're so superhero coded now
Right.
that it did feel like okay, and even the way the show ended with them kind of forming Power Rangers /
Fox
Avengers
Force 5.
yeah, exactly. It's comforting and like familiar, but yeah, maybe we didn't need it. I'm not too upset about the superpowers. What else? Oh,
They are the OG Immortals.
yeah, yeah.
Eternals. Damn it. Fuck that up.
Whatever. Star
Clean.
Trek Strange New Worlds ended up doing the same thing where like they kind of went like this superhero route with one character, and it was honestly it was kind of one of the cooler backstories I've ever heard for like a superhero, but it was a one time thing. I don't want to spoil it. You watch that, right? Strange New Worlds.
I will, but I'm not watching.
Said Stranger Things?
Strange New Worlds.
Strange New
Worlds.
The Star Trek the one Star Trek show that's still on right now. But they did a cool thing where a character was like she got infected from this one species, and then they like had to heal her with like kind of hybrid blood from a bunch of other things, and then like all those like different hybrids.
Your powers combined.
Pretty much, it was like one of those things where it's like, oh, every species has these like genetically encoded defenses against like predators, and then like because we put so much DNA in this one character, she has all these like genetically evolutionary like defenses, and she kind of gained like kind of superpowers, but she was put in charge of like a space prison.
Well,
Really
That
cool
was it?
stuff. Yeah, really cool stuff.
I'm kind of upset because I thought all kinds of DNA inserted into me, and I don't have powers.
Yeah.
Which means that we ran out of things to talk about this show.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
it. Let's watch Alien Earth. Everyone should
wait.
watch Alien Earth. We want more of it.
Because I did the same thing that
Fucking guy.
Doug does, where you kind of like put your butt plug in, your nose plugged in, and you dive into the deep end of the internet.
As one does. Yeah.
There was a lot of hate for this show, and I was very surprised. I mean, and I don't mean like random, like, oh, that's not the Teen Wolf I grew
use-
up with. It was just dumb writing was a complaint, dumb pacing. Like the character of Boy Cavalier was supposed to be a genius, and he did not one genius thing during the course of the show.
He made the
When
fucking
you talk
sense.
about
but-
he's walking around barefoot, like that's what geniuses do.
yeah.
Like it was a lot of like, this is a dumb storyline, and it's so dumb it thinks it's smart.
I think that when it comes to TV series, and then specifically TV series that are spawned off of an IP and one that everybody loves, it either needs to be absolutely amazing and perfect and for everybody, which isn't fucking possible, or it just sucks all ass. I really don't ever think there's this like happy medium when people are like, oh, it's kind of sort of okay. It's either they need to really love it, it needs to be amazing, or if it isn't, if it's that little smidge of whatever the small thing they didn't like, they just go, because of this one thing, all of it's garbage.
So it was probably mentioned on a previous show that we did, but I've always heard that certain creatives, whether you're a musician, you're a writer, whatever, but if you're writing or doing something for entertainment, people always say that it's better to have people love it and have people hate it
Absolutely.
rather than everybody love it.
Absolutely. Big believer in that. If there was anything that like everybody enjoyed and there's not like one critique for it, except for K-pop Demon Hunters, that's knocks that out of the park.
Yeah,
But
I've watched it 3 times.
for really nice but for the most part, it's I like when a thing for the most part is like kind of niche, and sometimes it's really narrow, really niche. Terrifier for the most part, right? Great example. Love the hell out of it. You guys fucking hate it. Go to hell.
I haven't seen it.
Really?
No, not yet.
But-
It's on my list.
That's totally fine because could you imagine a show like this trying to please everybody? What that would fucking look like? It would look like a mess.
Yeah. I hate sounding so, I don't know what the word is, egotistical, condescending.
Keep going.
There's a lot of fucking stupid people out there. There really is. And I don't mean that like,
No, yeah.
I guess I don't necessarily mean it in a mean way, but I think people really like fail to understand like what makes a good show, what like how, converting something that generally is movies into a show, how you have to introduce more characters
That's
and
the
more
trick.
plots, more B plots. Like you can't just, especially a movie like Alien, which is usually like some characters trying to do some things and then they fuck things up and then an alien's hunting them down and then it's over, right? And it's great for a movie, but to transfer that into an 8-hour season and then potentially more seasons, you can't just keep that same formula. And I feel like that's just one of those things that like people fail to understand it. And then I think also the Alien property in general, like it's had so many hit and misses. Like I don't even, and again, considering the big two, the first 2 movies are so thematically different. That's like, what is Alien? Like, what
Yeah.
do you want from Alien? And I feel like people just have this like maybe general idea that they like Alien, and then this movie comes along and it doesn't meet some made up idea of what they think Alien should be.
Well, even looking back at the time I seen all the movies, including but not limited, like the Alien versus Predator, I kind of like thinking of the Alien franchise as something that can be whatever it needs to be.
Yep.
It can be just sci-fi. It can be just horror. It can be just a military movie. It can be this Prometheus, a hyper philosophical thing. And so I think that that Alien Earth embodied like a lot of those things where it was sci-fi, it was horror, it was like very philosophical. I mean, I think really heavy on the philosophical, where if you were to like pick any one character and kind of explore and dig into like their motives and kind of what that person's actually going through, it's really fucked up. Like, what would you do in that position? You know, granted, it's a lot of characters, and so you're kind of bouncing around all these things. But like when they did focus on any particular character, I think they did a good enough job, both in writing and shooting it, cutting it, and then ultimately the performance itself.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think this show covered a lot of fun new sci-fi ideas that, you know, each of these ideas probably could have gone and been their own movie or their own show, their own idea. You know, maybe Disney had a nice, or these writers had a stockpile of ideas. Maybe Disney had a stockpile of ideas, and they're like, let's wait till we can attach it to some like a new IP or an existing IP. Either way, I think it worked. I think as a fan of sci-fi, it's cool that we get all these ideas of cyborgs and synths and hybrids and transhumanity and all of that, and it is packaged in an IP that we are familiar enough with, that is also going to draw a crowd to maybe so we can keep this going, because I am tired of things I enjoy getting canceled. So yeah, anybody else last thoughts before we get into what we're hyped about for this week,
No,
the first week of October, spooky season?
I almost
Who knows when this will air, but yeah.
almost was gonna I almost was gonna wear my pumpkin shirt.
Spooky. Oh, no pressure. I don't want someone to be like December and like spooky season's like, what?
We don't live in time. No, I mean, we've said everything that needed to be said. It's
I got all my moments that got me in the show that I really digged and enjoyed. But like I said, I could understand how certain people, you know, may not like it. But like I said, it's one of those shows that I enjoyed. Like I could understand maybe, you know, maybe they didn't like the sense, you know, being like kids or whatever, you know, like that whole spin of, you know, oh, you have these young people going around and you have old boy trying to figure out how he's gonna get an alien egg or something out of there, like him whining. You could kind of see, but you know, but at the same time, I mean, this is what they gave us. So like I said, like I personally enjoyed what they gave us, and I'm ready to see what is to come, especially with my eyeball.
Yeah.
I can maybe
My eyeball character.
I can maybe see, because they hit so many different beats, that if maybe when that beat that you resonated with the most popped on, you're like, holy shit, I'm pretty sure some everybody's like, I want more of this one thing, but they cover everything, and so I think everyone's gonna have something to glom onto.
Yeah.
You know, but also to that kind of fault where you go, okay, let's I get it, and this is not the most exciting thing. Let's kind of move it along. Mm-hmm. That's fine. I
Makes
up for it.
I can't see much more. I can see one more season, obviously. Mm-hmm. I'd be curious if they can set up a third. I hope they don't like try to stretch it to get it.
I kind of want just like one more, close it out, and that's that. You know?
Unless they could set up like more of a spin-off or something. Like I don't know if I need more of Boy Cavalier and this, or
I don't want it to turn into fucking Walking Dead with like 5 spin-offs and where everyone's like,
or maybe the Synths are going to get a ship and they're going to go to the alien homeworld and she's going to end up being the queen or something like that. Who fucking knows? Whatever. What do you guys hyped about?
Piss people off.
Or sorry, Rudy, did you have any last thoughts?
Just to chime in on that, like they started with Boy Cavalier, whatever, but like Weyland Yutani has always been like the dominating force in all these movies. So maybe that's just a way to edge into their story in the next season. Like here's this new company, and it's obviously not going to survive very much longer, especially with Weyland Yutani coming in.
Yeah.
So, but we were talking about like, you know, season 1, season 2. Who else thinks it's pretty ballsy that they had the fucking temerity to even write it like that in the first place, assuming they would get a season 2?
Yeah, I was kind of shocked about that.
In this world of cancellations.
Yeah. it being a Disney-owned property and Disney has Marvel, like maybe they just figured like if anything they can continue it into a comic book or something like that. But yeah, no, it was kind of shocking to see because I just feel like everything nowadays, like no one wants to make that kind of commitment.
Yeah.
Which I think we suffer for that. I've talked about that with movies where, the idea of filming, other than James Cameron and his crazy fucking idea to make 4 avatars at the same time or whatever for a property that I don't know how many people care about. But then we're getting an Avatar land
Enough to
here at
make
Disneyland.
apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I'm gonna go watch that fucking new one.
So I think the director and writer Noah Hawley is his name. The 2 shows that really stood out that he did, like I said, was Fargo, which is an amazing show, and Legion, the mutant-based one on FX, which was stunning and had its own like vibe, mood, and theme. And apparently, I think he might have also worked on Star Trek.
Oh.
No, they want him to write the next Star Trek movie,
Oh.
write and direct it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down with that. I still think Paramount should step away from the Enterprise for their movies and just do a whole new crew and a whole new ship. I'd be so down for that. Anyway,
Yeah.
what y'all hyped about?
What are you hyped about?
I started playing Diablo again. Every once in a while, I'll hop back in, and I forget how much I miss playing Diablo. It's a classic. I still like Diablo 3 more than Diablo 4. D4 hasn't quite got its hooks in me as far as like replayability. And then sticking with the World of Blizzard, World of Warcraft announced more stuff for the next expansion, Midnight, which comes out next year, which I'm excited for. But they announced that they're going to try to make the game easier, which that game's not that fucking hard. But actually it is because
For the rest of us filthy casuals.
No, yeah. So there's I don't even know. There's like 10 different classes, 12 different classes. I forget. And then each of those classes have 3 different specialties. I play like 2, 3 pretty consistently. And when I switched to another one, like the other day I was trying to play my Death Knight and I was like just reading the abilities of like what they can do. It's like, holy shit, there is a lot to this game. Because some of the classes have like cast this first and then that gives you this little buff. And then while you have that buff on, make sure you use this ability. Like there is a lot to it. So I think they're going to try to clean that up so it makes it a little bit easier, and they're changing some other things to make it easier. I worry that the game is going to be dull with this. So I'm curious how they're going to change it. Because like I do feel sometimes like I'm clicking a lot of buttons and I'm barely paying attention to the fight because it's just like, okay, click this, click this, click this, click this. And like I am excited to see that maybe tone down a little bit, but I hope not too much. So we'll see. Other than that, though, everything else that's coming out about this expansion, they're introducing something they're calling Prey, which is like you can sign up and then like while you're out doing normal stuff, like a bad guy might show up to try to kick your ass. They're comparing it to the Nemesis system that was in Shadows of War and Shadows of Mordor, which I think we've talked about on this show, which is the Lord of the Rings games from Warner Brothers Studios. They patented the Nemesis system, which is a fucking shame because Warner Brothers closed down, and so no one can use the Nemesis system for like 10 more years, or probably like maybe 7 at this point. Nemesis, it was probably one of the more innovative things I've seen in games, and it's really a shame that it's locked. So I'm happy to see Blizzard making an attempt at doing it.
Their own version.
Yeah.
You had Mirth and Mary making outside.
Jermaine, what have you been hyped up about lately? I don't know why I went to Scottish. I've had a third drink.
Yeah.
Uh,
Not even a Scottish beer, though. Poser.
I just started again with the new season of Gen V.
Oh, fuck. Is that started?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm back into that. I think there might maybe 4 episodes or 5 episodes out now, but I started watching that, and it sucks because old boy's not in the show anymore because he passed in real life. What was his name in the show? Andre.
Oh, yeah. Damn it.
Yeah. A shame.
Yeah, but they.
Motorcycle accident?
Yeah, they.
What a great. He was a good actor. He was in Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah, I felt like he was like just starting to pop off. Like he was in like a handful of things.
Man,
but,
I loved him.
Yeah, it does suck to lose his character,
Look him up.
and they do deal with it in the show, so it's like a thing that
Oh, really?
yeah, that you're gonna get through like the first 2 episodes, which I've only watched the first 2 episodes. But like I said, it's that
Chance Perdomo.
it's that world of The Boys
A
where
chance to dream.
things are just over the top, extreme,
Yeah.
and it's at a college. You know what I'm saying?
Is anybody writing miniature riding a dick again?
Oh, just wait and see what you see in
In
this,
or on.
this season. But yeah, but I started that, and then I think like a week ago, or maybe 2. But I want to jump into Alice in Borderland season 3.
Yeah, I just saw that dropped.
So I'm excited to jump back into that.
That's clapping for those of you listening, which you should be watching on the YouTube. That was clapping, not waking.
But how season 2 ended,
Let them imagine.
I'm very curious to see what they're gonna do next, because I thought season 2 ending was
Yeah.
perfect, like mind-blowingly perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It could have stopped there, but I never
Gotta
read
milk
the books or manga, whatever that's
Give
out.
me your drink.
So we'll see what they do with season 3. Like, I hope it doesn't mess it up, because like Scrubs and Squid Game for me ended after season 1, because I really didn't care for
I haven't
the
watched the
ending
second.
for season 2.
I haven't seen anything past the first season.
I
I'm
didn't-
rushing to it now.
I didn't really care for how it ended.
Mm-hmm.
I loved how it started,
Mm.
but just how it ended, I was like, eh. And then
My sex life recently.
Scrubs is when JD was walking through the hospital and he saw everybody.
Season 7?
Season
8?
7.
One of those 2.
That ended for me right there. When they went into
Great.
the other,
Great fucking show, by the way.
when they went
Scrubs.
into the other stuff, I was like,
Well,
you gotta stop.
How do you feel about the reunion?
I mean, I'm
Is it a
50-50,
reunion or
like I'm
a whole new
50-50.
show?
Isn't it a whole new show?
It's a whole new show, but they're bringing
Like
the
a revival?
cast back. So they're not. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
they're not like rebooting it. They're just continuing it.
Yeah. Like I'm 50-50 with, like, I'm gonna watch it, of course,
I'm about 50%. Yeah.
but to me that ending at season 7 was perfect.
I still
Perfect.
when clips pop up, I have to watch full clip,
Yeah.
and I still tear up. It's emotional. I mean, Zach Braff writes things like his movies are they're funny and really heartbreaking. Rudy, what you been hyped to? What hyped about?
For like
Really, come back from a dead dog story?
the last 2 weeks, I've been curled up in a fucking ball. Like when I'm not forcing myself to go
buddy.
to work
Yeah.
in the room. I did fucking finish
Was Kill coming out?
Demon Slayer though. As much focus as I could manage, because I could not.
Oh, the whole
I
show.
could not do that. But I went through all that shit, so now I can see the movie. And
Nice.
Hopefully, it's still in theaters somewhere. I can go see it. Otherwise, I have to wait for it to hit streaming. But it's a cool anime. Like I like the premise. Like I like, anytime anything has to do with demons and shit, like that, it's a cool storyline. They just run into that. Here's like a hero at the beginning of his journey, and here's all the stuff that's been around for like 1,000 years, and how does it get from there to being able to compete with all these things that have been alive for 1,000 years and like are super
The
powerful.
chosen one.
Yeah,
Like
right. Yeah, usually.
That path to power, like, and the way the show progresses, it's like he takes leaps, but it doesn't seem like it's enough to get to that level of being able to take on the big main villain. So I'm wondering how long this is going to go, and how much of an asshole it's going to be at the end. We're like, oh, he's awakened godlike powers in the space of 3 episodes.
I was telling Jermaine before you guys showed up today that I'm liking the show. I think the animation style is really cool. I think the story is cool. I mean, I'm only in like episode 7 of the first season. The whole setup of like his sister being a demon, and like I think that might be that motivational drive that makes him make those leaps, maybe quicker than everybody else. But I'm not, like, an episode ends and I have no like draw to like keep clicking next. Like there's some shows where I'm like, I got to see the next episode. This ends, I'm like, okay. And then like if I have time, I'll maybe click another, or I'll move on to play a game or something like that. It has. I mean, maybe eventually will get that way to me. Like I enjoy watching it, but I don't.
It's not like
have
your
a
page
draw.
turner.
Yeah.
The first season is kind of like that. It does get, you know, because they, as it goes on, like the stories are a little bit more contained. So it's not like you're just meandering and trying to like experience the whole world. Like you're trying to present the whole thing to you. Like you finally get into the meat of the action.
Cool.
So like the last season that I watched, I was like, I just let the autoplay go. I was like, yeah, no, keep going.
Oh, nice.
Keep going. I like it. Yeah. Oh fuck, all that hurt. Oh.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that was me for the last 2 weeks. I haven't done shit in this room. Like this is the first time I stepped in this room in like 2 weeks. So I'm excited to get back into the show.
Hell yeah, man.
You've been doing it.
Pass it to me.
Isaac. Sorry, I got a little mucus today, if anyone's noticed.
Who does that? What was that? What happened here? Like classic Hispanic.
I have
You know?
I have-
Sorry
that's
if everybody has to think about that.
I have all the I have the mucus sitting right here, and it's like slowly dripping to the back
yeah.
of my throat, and it's like stuck in that.
Buddy. All right. Everyone's gonna hate this. You're gonna have to like mute it.
I'll throw some like censor beeps over my hawk. So
Real quick,
Just
this.
the ducks.
Do you guys remember the movie Underworld?
Sure.
Do you remember Victor, the elder vampire,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
his name was? He had the moment where Celine was trying to tell him what was going on, but of course, you know, he had the
all-
blood in
yeah.
him, so he knew he already knew what was going on. But he had this moment where he was like,
Yeah. A way that only what's his name? Ben? I think it's Ben Nye or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
The
yeah.
only
Ben Nye,
that he can do, like, because he was a perfect
Yeah.
Davy Jones with all squid face. Anyways,
they need Oscar-worthy like little moments like that for movies where actors just pull something off. I'm like, Oscar.
I'm thinking of doing a Twitch. Yeah, whatever you want.
What would you call that? That category? Like, best
An
micro
actorism.
moment.
Yeah. Three things. So, show-wise, I watched Marvel Zombies, which is like I think it was a 4-part miniseries, and was a lot of fun to
Nice.
watch. The first time Blade is introduced and explored, but not voiced by Mahershala Ali. Todd Williams voices him in a way that I thought it was Mahershala Ali. Him and like someone else didn't actually come back to voice their character, but everybody else voiced their respective characters. It's a lot of fun and who they focus on and where everybody goes and how in a sort of like this group, that group, and then merge together, continue on with the story over the course of those 4 episodes was so much fun. And they like, for the most part, touch on everything in a way that we've kind of all wanted like Marvel to really do, where it's like, no, don't, redhead stepchild, this thing, let's pit it together with this other thing.
That's cool.
Total fun. It is a continuation from the What If series Marvel Zombie storyline, and I forgot about that because I was like, why is Ant-Man his head in the floating in the jar with Doctor Strange's cape? So you watch the What If zombie thing and then watch the rest of this. And
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the only thing I was like at a loss in why the zombies. It's so fun as to why the zombies are, but you get that in the What If thing. But I do recommend people watch Marvel Zombies. A lot of fun. I totally forgot that it came out. 2 movies. Real quick, one battle after another. A very non-nerdy movie.
Good.
A really good.
I loved it.
I wouldn't say it was like
3 hours.
Very
Oh, is it really 3
2:30.
hours?
No, it's like 2:30.
Oh shit!
I thought it was
No,
3.
is because somebody said that too, and I was like, nah, check it out. I can like Paul Thomas Anderson makes good movies, although going back to what you were saying, Jermaine, is like
2 hours and 50 minutes.
whatever
Motherfucker.
is that his stuff.
Nitpicking bastard.
His stuff is very niche, and so you either love it or you hate it. And this movie is no exception, especially since like, in today's like political climate, what this movie is sort of kind of surrounding with like immigration and extreme leftist what would you call it? Like
Revolutionaries.
Revolutionaries, right? And so both sides can be like, I don't like how they glorify that thing and whatever. But that's for the most part kind of sort of like a backdrop to like your main storyline and where those characters are going. It's a lot of fun, has a lot of charm, has a ton of personality. There's a lot of like amateur background actors that sort of amplify like the main actors, which is like Leo DiCaprio, Benicio del Toro. I'm missing a few, but like
Sean Penn.
Sean Penn. Oh, Sean Penn is. I've never seen him in a role like this. Like like in I Am Sam, he went full R. Like he goes full military quirky.
Toxic.
yeah.
Toxic male, racist.
It's
like
so weird. Like so many things make you uncomfortable in many ways about this movie, but I enjoyed it a lot. But I if I were to talk to somebody one-on-one and I know their personalities, like I can probably tell who's going to like it or not.
yeah, not to
No, go ahead.
sidetrack your thing. I don't want to spend too much time on it. Yeah, because it's not very nerdy. Yeah, the political aspect of it was kind of uncomfortable because it was definitely an exaggerated
Right.
version of our real world, but like close enough that I'm like,
Really
like we're almost there, which made it very uncomfortable.
From what I understand, and I been known to be wrong, is that like I think PTA was writing this over the course of 5 years, and so it finally coming out now is like, what's happening now? Shit.
Yeah, and then all the actors acted their asses off, amazing.
Yeah.
Leo DiCaprio is one of those actors that, even though he's such like him being like the young heartthrob actor, now like it's Leonardo DiCaprio, but every role he plays, I feel like you forget that he's Leonardo DiCaprio,
Well
and
said.
he is this character. Like compared to like other actors, where it's like, yeah, that's Brad Pitt, that's George Clooney or whatever. DiCaprio is. It's just like he is this guy. Like
He really does.
He does so well at it.
Embodies those roles.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. It did, to me, it felt long. I've heard people say like it's a long movie, but it doesn't feel long. Like I was definitely feeling it towards the end, but I really liked it.
we saw
For a 2 hour and 30-minute movie, man.
2 hours and 50 minutes.
we saw
I was correct.
We saw a 10:40 p.m. showing.
Oh wow, yeah.
Oof.
And I was perfectly fine. I love the movie. I enjoyed the movie that much where
Yeah.
I was like, but mind you, I kind of nodded off. A little
Solid
bit, but
ending,
then-
too.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Him. I watched him.
Oh, I was excited for that one.
I was too.
was
Excited
Was.
about it. It looked great. Cinematically, it looked great. The concept was new, was interesting, and it just didn't deliver. And
A lot of people still think it's a Jordan Peele movie, but
right,
it's not really.
and that's that thing where it's like, of course you would. I can totally see where it's like they're making it and they go, okay, how do we get people to actually watch this movie? And so they made a great trailer. Trailer got me. And when you throw in a little produced by, in small letters, produced by, and then big letters, Jordan Peele, butts are in those seats.
Yeah, because the trailer had the vibe of a Jordan Peele movie.
Totally.
And like you said, yeah, if you're half-ass paying attention, which everybody does now because we have cell phones.
But it goes, not that it doesn't go nowhere. It's just like it's finding its way. It's a big mishmash of visuals of like, it's not a horror. It's more of a thriller. And it's just, it's trying to, it just doesn't do it. It just doesn't do it. It's trying and it's trying and it's trying. And a lot of it doesn't make sense, but it tries to be like, it's not supposed to make sense because it's weird. Ooh. And you're like, yeah, dude, heavy I roll. And then like,
You got to do the weird thing well if you're going to do the weird thing.
well, and then it has like, and I love comedians in dramatic roles, but Jim Jeffries came out of fucking nowhere, and I'm like, that's Jim Jeffries, and that's Tim Heidecker, and so it then kind of turns into a little bit of a dark comedy and a little commentary about football and a little commentary about like people like Gwyneth Paltrow or whoever, and so at the end I go, is this movie supposed to make me like or hate football or the players? What does it do? What is it doing? What is it doing? Whatever it was, it didn't do it for me. The lead actor, I didn't have his name pulled up. He was okay. I think he was in like the show Atlanta. He was okay. There was like this one monologue that he actually was fantastic, but the rest of it was like they should have chose somebody else, but then they would have paid him more. Marlon Wayans was intense in a way that like he's done dramatic roles like in Requiem for a Dream. He's got range. I've always thought that comedic people can do drama pretty well, but it didn't save the movie. It made it interesting. Where I was like, okay, but then when it went into those like, you know, thrillery visual stuff and like commentary things, I go, I'm not interested. I'm then looking at the clock. It then felt like a 2-hour, 50-minute movie. Just didn't go anywhere for me. And it really bummed me out. I wanted this to be cool. But there you have it. And there it fucking is.
Dang.
Anybody else? Anything else?
Excited for spooky season. Horror movies.
Yeah.
Abound.
Oh, man. Good Boys coming out at the time of this recording. I think this week.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's a couple of other.
Shutter has a
spooky
couple,
things.
I think, on the streaming service I'm looking forward to watching. And yeah.
Welcome to spooky season or
Boo.
whenever this episode comes out. In the meantime, follow us on social media on Instagram and TikTok at the Hype Attack. At the Hype Attack. Why do I feel like it's been a while? And then if you've listened,
it's
this
been a while.
has been a while. And if you've gone this far, Doug has reminded you a couple of times that if you're only listening to this, what are you even doing? Go to youtube.com/the Hype Attack podcast and view our misery.
Yeah, you can watch us.
And you can also
Rudy
go
does
to
all sorts of fun editing and everything, which I mentioned.
I
You can
know,
also
we'll
go
just do this
to thehypeattack.com and find all those links that we mentioned.
And if you want to support us, you can message, you can like and subscribe and do all those things. Or you can just like buy us a drink on Venmo at the Hype Attack. Thank you.
I like money.
Money.
I like money. Yeah, keep the conversation going. DM us, comment, like us, send us a letter, a pigeon. Pay for a message in the sky. People don't do that often, you know. The plane where it does
Skywriting.
the skywriting. Thank you. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Like,
Or like Wendy did, remote control our devices and tell us that you love us.
If you're a hybrid synth, yeah.
And a hybrid simp, contact us at the Hype Attack Pod. In the meantime, catch you guys next week. Same hype time.
Same hype channel.
Hype attack.